This is the first in a series of programs titled Do I Have to Draw You a Picture? Where, I will draw a picture discussing different subjects. Because apparently people can't get the obvious without a picture. But that's really not it. I'm just making sort of fun of the, drawing you a picture concept and the idea that ideas can be represented in different ways, and it really is all about perception, perspective. So anyway, this first show will be on the subject of the meaning of life, and life means different things to different people. Everybody has their own perspective. We all start off the same way, and somehow through our experience, through our conditioning, through living, we all acquire a very different perspective. And depending on who you are, where you're brought up, where you're raised, how you're raised, you're going to see life differently. And maybe it's arrogant for me to think I know the truth, but I'm not the only one. Lots of people think they have the truth, and there's no getting around the fact that there is only one truth. I mean, people play games with the idea, and there's parallel universes, or there's this, or there's that, and there can be multiple truths, and it's nonsense. I mean, I guess I'm defying their conception of the universe by even arguing that there is no option of dual contrary truth. I mean, so much of truth too is defined by the very language we use. I mean, we're using words created in a language context to describe or define different aspects of what life is, or what something is, and even that concept has a flaw because the language is limited. I mean, you can't describe everything in words, or do at least complete justice to it in words. There are things that are more complex than that, and so, but anyway, if you're gonna presume that there's ways, like if I said water was wet, it's a truth. It's not debatable. It's not something you can argue with, because we've actually invented the word wet to describe what water is. So there's no dual or other universe where that truth isn't a truth anymore. It's just a fact, and that can be stated as such. I think quite legitimately. So let's try to go a little further. Let's deal with the truths that aren't as obvious as water being wet, at least obvious to most people. Personally, I don't believe in supernatural beings, supernatural creation. It just the logic doesn't exist, in my opinion, to defend that as any kind of concept you can have confidence in. But that's sort of the game of religion, is that it's one of the rules of religion right from the start, that you're obligated to have this thing called faith. You're obligated to have belief without reason, to accept the truth of the faith, the belief, as a given. You know, you don't need it to be reasonable or rational. You don't need to follow any of the rules that you establish for any other belief you might have. And right from the right from the start, you know, where's the room for any kind of, how can you have a logical discussion if the rule is you don't have to play by the logical rules? So I mean, if you're going to be emphatic and unyielding and incapable of even listening to any alternative argument, well, yeah, then, you know, there's really there's no talking to you. There's no such thing as a conversation, an argument, or a discussion. So anyway, taken as, you know, let's briefly just hit on this because it's important. I mean, I'd rather just get to the subject of what life means in a pure context without having to fiddle with this first, getting you receptive to even having the conversation. But so let me just point out the reasons to doubt religion, the reasons to be a little bit cautious in terms of your confidence in that description of reality as a creation of a supreme being. The first logical problem is, where does supreme being come from? I mean, it's kind of ironic that